Hey, we got someone in here already. All right, thank you. Welcome in. Yeah, this is part 3. We see if we can make $66 here by 8 o'clock. Let's see if we can do it. All right. I got a frequent customer I have here. This is a $9 order here that I'm taking.
Then, in 600 feet, turn left onto Progress Parkway. Turn left onto Progress Parkway.
Okay. So let's see if we can make one of those goals today, $66 by 8 o'clock. So let's see if we can. All right. I do have 3 goals on there. I had one earlier to where I had one live I had earlier that was to where we had special guests at the 3-hour mark. Hey, Corey, welcome in. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate it. Yeah. In my last live, I had special guests over at the 3-hour mark in there. And just wanted to show everyone that, my kitties. Yeah, they let them know, hey, you don't just see pictures, they are for real. And they're who I come home to every day. So, you finally got to see Tiger. He, no one had ever seen Tiger before live, and you got to see him, so that's real good. So if you haven't checked that last video out, at the 3-hour mark, around the 3-hour mark, you will see my kitties. So, and I haven't heard from her yet, but I'm supposed to be a guest on Sally D's reality show tomorrow. I haven't heard from her yet, though, so I'm not sure if that's still taking place or not. She didn't go live this morning, so I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't have to be tomorrow, so I'm not worried about it, whether, when we do it. I just, I'm just happy that, she invited me to be a guest on her program. So, and pretty soon I'm going to do that myself. I'm going to have guests on my program as well. And in order for that to happen, I need to reach 1,500. I need to reach 1,500 subscribers. So, if I can reach, oh no, I guess it's making me go straight. Okay, yeah. I thought it was a different way. It's having me go a different way for some reason. Because usually to get to this house, I go over here. I don't know why it's having me do it this way. Maybe it's a different way. All right. Your cat, Abby, has made appearance on your lives, including today. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I got 3. I got Little One, I got Tiger, and Little Tiny. So those are my 3. And they were, Little One was the first one I took picture of. I tried to get Tiger, but he was a little shy. And then Little Tiny, I had her on my lap. So, so she was easy to see. And then I finally got Tiger near the end. He finally stayed still and, kept it on him for a little bit so that, it would be easy to, so that he, you could finally see who Tiger is. So, I'm going to slow down here a little bit for this thing. But yeah, those cats, it's fun to have them, and I come home to them every day. And but yeah, so I put this on here as my 3 goals. Of course, I'm trying to get diamond level on Uber. I'm trying to get 1,500 subscribers. So I'm also trying to do that. So I just have some goals that I want to accomplish, and in order to do that, well, because I want to have guest appearances on my show this summer, but I want to reach 1,500 subscribers first. So then that just gives me a goal to hit so that I can do that for the summer. Because the summer I'll be doing some things at the fountain, which is what I want to do. They don't have the fountain turned on yet, though, so might have to go up to the library and find out what's up with that. When are they going to turn it on? Well, it's too late, man. But see, How much longer do I have to get to this place? I was just there.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto South 125 East.
All right, you pay your money, you take your chances. I'm just going to go ahead and try it. So I'm not going to, yeah.
Just ahead.
Okay, it says I'm 7 minutes away here, so yeah, I'm gonna pay. You pay your money, you take your chances.
Turn left onto South 125 East.
And you know, from viewing what Tiger was today on there, he looks like one that would take chances. So I think we're going to do that. So, oh yeah, you had to slow down and go over there because you know, I'm in a dirty stack situation right now. But if they take it, they take it.
For 1.5
you know, they'll put me up to 5 or whatever the case may be. But at least it helped my acceptance rate. So I was just there at Denny's too, and then you give me one, and I could have taken both of them. Why is that? Well, plus with the way it is over there, I don't think it's going to be ready anyway. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be ready anyway. Because they were slow on getting this one done. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's $11, and it was only going like 3.5 miles. So, but I think if the GPS will see when I turn to go get to this place, if they see that I'm going the right direction, I don't think they'll take it away. But you never know. Hey, Vicky, welcome in. Yeah, Vicky, earlier, yeah, for some reason, I had to cut that earlier live off. I mean, it was, you know, I was having a signal issues, and yeah, that was, you know, I didn't mean to. Hey, Sarah, welcome in. Yeah, we're in Shelbyville, Indiana right now. I'm taking a Denny's order here to a customer. Then, you know, if they'll still allow me to, I've got to go pick up another Denny's order for Uber Eats. So we'll see. As hopefully they won't take it from me. So, but I think I'm going in the right direction because I think I know what this house is. I'm just surprised that they didn't have me go a different way. But I think if Uber sees I'm going in the right direction, then they'll let me keep it. So, hopefully.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto East 350 South.
But Vicky, I didn't know if you were on or not at the time. But on the last, in the second live that I did there right afterward, I had special guests on there. It's the one that says special guests. Yeah, I had my kitties on there. I had them as close-ups. So I had little one. It's around the 3-hour mark. So the first one you'll see will be little one. She'll be laying on a blanket. And then I tried to get Tiger, and you know, he wouldn't cooperate very well. So, but then I was able to get little Tiny laying on my lap. So you'll see her, and you'll get a real good close-up of her. And then I finally got Tiger again, and so yeah, I was able to do that. So I was able to finally show off my kitties, so I could let everybody know that these kitties are for real, and you're not just seeing pictures of them. They are for real. Okay, so far Uber has not said anything yet, so I am going the right direction though. So, and I've had this customer before. I'm just surprised it didn't have me go the way that it usually takes me. It's probably because I backtrack when I take that other way. But this is a frequent customer that I'm taking this to, I really believe.
In a quarter mile, 2,159 East 300.
But I'll be so far away to get another order from DoorDash that I can turn on the Uber, and the Uber will tell me if I am going the right way. So, driving a long way, hope they give you a tip. I said, it really wasn't that far. This is a $9 order. This is it right here. It's my frequent customer. Yep.
Shelbyville, Indiana 46176. USA is on the right.
Yep. See, I usually go a different way with this, so, but I'm taking it up here. All right, I'll be right back, and then we'll go get the Uber. So, all right. Okay, I'm going to take this way here that I normally take because the Uber will take me the way I always take. So, all right, yeah, it's wanting me to go that way anyway. So good, I'm following it.
In a quarter mile, turn left on South 250 East.
And I'm pretty sure it's not ready yet, Uber, because they weren't ready with the DoorDash one. So why would they be ready for the Uber one? For some reason, everybody's short-handed today. Starbucks was 3 people short-handed when I went in earlier today. Kroger was short-handed today because they didn't have one of the self-checkout areas lit today. You know, even in 11 o'clock in the afternoon, it still wasn't lit. So apparently they're short-handed there. And then they're short-handed here at Denny's. Hey, Lechunwa W, welcome in. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, we just delivered a DoorDash order here and a Denny's DoorDash, and I'm going now here to go pick up another Denny's for Uber Eats. And because I clicked on it when I was on my way to go up there, it'll count as a dirty stack. So if we can be successful with this dirty stack, yeah, that'll be great. Finally get a dirty stack going. But don't worry, Uber, I'm on my way. I'm going the right direction anyway, so, and I'm pretty sure the order is not ready, so, yeah. I know the order cannot be ready because the last one wasn't. I had to wait. Let's see, I was due. It was at least 7 more minutes before that order was ready, so, yeah. I'm pretty sure this order isn't here. I'll bet I'll go in there and it won't be ready. Hey, Rosa, welcome in. Appreciate you joining. Thank you. Yeah, from Italy, yeah, my grandparents on my dad's side, they were from Italy. They came in from Sicily, so, and then they settled here. And, you know, they had my dad, and then yeah, so I know all about that. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Yeah, I have those Italian roots, and I appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Uber, it seems like it's taken a while for me to get here, but don't worry, I'm on my way. All right. Yeah, I could put that Mellencamp song that says, I'm on my way, you know, and do it in that way, let them know that I am on my way. So, but I can't do that because that's copyright. But anyway, I can at least say it, even though I can't play it. I'm on my way, Uber. I won't be that long. 5 minutes. I'm sure it's not ready yet. It can't be. As you can see, I do have 3 goals. 2 of them are pretty big to me. One of them is the Uber diamond level, and as long as I accept orders from there and take them distances, then I can get it. You know, then I'll be able to get closer to that diamond level. So, yeah. Multi-line, welcome in. Appreciate it. Thank you. If I can get there at a reasonable time, we will have a dirty stack. So that's what my goal is here, is to get that done. So, I mean, I know Uber has a little bit of an on-time rate too, but they're not as strict about it as DoorDash is. But nonetheless, they do have one. So. But I'm kind of like Chuck. I know if you take an order and it's kind of a little farther than where you want it to be, because see, the thing is, they could have, if Uber would have given me the order while I was already at Denny's, I could have worked it out to where I could have done both orders. Because I would have picked them up from the same place. I would not have had to go back and do all that, I would have had both orders. I could have worked it out. Especially if the Uber was on the way to the DoorDash, then I could have worked it out
Make
that
a
way.
slight right turn on Progress Parkway.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Whiplash? No, I don't really get the time to watch movies or any of those things. I'm too busy with stuff right now. Um, I'm probably going to spend a little time, since my daughter's a mom with my grandson. I've got to try to work it out to where I can spend some time with her and him, celebrate Mother's Day. Because I got to work my W-2 on Mother's Day. And then of course my W-2 has been taking up most of my time. And they're having all kinds of issues over there at my W-2. So yeah, it's just, yeah. It's like right now, you might say, most people would say, with all the busyness that I've got going on right now, I don't have a life. So that's what some people would say. Hey, Jay Sona, welcome in. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining, guys. Really appreciate it there. If you like it, you like what you see here, please, give a like and subscribe to the channel. I certainly would appreciate it. And it would very much help. I also promote other gig tubers on there as well. So from my last videos, you'll see the thumbnails. You'll see channels that I have that I promoted, because we're on this together. And I do this when I see you guys looking on other channels that I recommend. It makes me just as happy as it does the recipient. And because that's what we do here. We all work together. And that's what I love, working together. It's just a shame in our world that we can't learn to work together, that everybody wants to pick sides, point fingers, and do all those things. That's not the way the world was designed to be, guys. It wasn't designed to be that way. It was designed to where we all work together, because we all have our own goals and dreams and desires. And sometimes we just can't get there alone. Just like Stallone said in his first Rocky movie at the end, you can't be alone. No one is an island. You're going to need others to help you get there. And that's what we're all here for. We all have our purpose. We all have our reasons to be here. We have our dreams and goals, and whatever we can do for others to help us get there, then that's what makes it easier for the rest of us, because it's sowing a seed. Okay, we don't need to be going too slow here. All right, there we go. All right, I'm here, Uber. I'm here. You drive Eats once in a while? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get diamond level. I know that everybody says, well, it's not all it's cracked up to be. I said, well, I want to see that for myself. All right, let me go pick it up. I'll be right back. Yeah, I had a feeling it wasn't going to be ready, and it wasn't. They had a big order too, so all right. All right. Yeah. Denny's is like that. Yeah. Scooter delivery. Well, well, I'm not like Mike the Bike Dasher. I don't have one of those, but yeah, scooter delivery. Yeah, that's wouldn't be mind that at all. Okay. Okay, so orders verified. Yeah, he told me everything was there. The guy just said, sorry, man, we're shorthanded, and we're trying. So, okay. Oops. It's only 5 minutes. Okay, what does it say here? Okay. Let me do it again here. Okay, what's the... Yeah, it's, believe it or not, this is going to a trailer park. Yeah. It's going to a trailer park. And for someone to give the amount that they gave me for this trailer park is kind of amazing. Certainly appreciate it. It isn't this, yeah. I definitely appreciate that. All right. Yeah, but the thing is, though, that they are shorthanded here at this Denny's today. The guy told me, he said, listen, I said, all our orders are behind. We just, we're just short a couple people. And I was like, yeah, I get it. I said, your neighbor Starbucks over here was short 3 people today. He goes, oh, wow. Yeah. I could see that happening on a Friday, though, guy, not Thursday. Unless this is a town where you get paid on Thursday and decide not to come in on Friday. Some places are like that. So, some businesses, or if you have some kind of a special card or something like that, you can get paid on a Thursday. So, some places pay on Wednesday. It just depends on who it is you're working for and what you're doing. So, yeah. But if it is payday for these people that didn't come in today on whatever it is, then I get it. I mean, you had a nice day to where you didn't have to, to where it wasn't raining for a change. And, even though it's a little cool at 64 degrees, still it's, a day to where if you decide that you don't want to work, well, I get it. But at the same time, though, you got to think about what it is you're doing to your, what you're doing to your coworkers. When you put them in a bind and give them, make them have to chase their tails off throughout the night, and you got to kind of think about that a little bit. But I understand if you need a day off for whatever the reason, I get it. But it does put your coworkers in a bind. It does do that. So, all right. So you're gonna have to tell me what trailer you're in down here. So, all right.
Turn left.
I got to know what trailer we're going to here. I was here earlier for a DoorDash in the last live. All right. Let's see here. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, we'll take that. Another $9. Come on, Uber, let's go. Yeah. We can give DoorDash a little rest. I'm not worried about that. Let's keep going, Uber. Yeah. Okay, they're telling me it's down here. So, all right.
Turn right, then drop off.
Okay, well, not yet. I got to make sure this guy wasn't going to turn before I get over there. Okay. Okay, so, well, I got to turn. Oh, it's telling me. Okay, now you're telling me to turn here. Okay. So, yeah, all right. Kind of had me going past this a little bit. All right, what's the trailer number? That's what I need to know. I need to know the trailer number. Okay. That's what's important. Okay.
Drop off.
Okay. Well, hang on here, guys. Let me find out what their trailer number is because they did not leave it. So, okay. Okay. I am here, but I don't have a trailer number. Please let me know what your, please let me, please tell me your trailer number. You would think somebody who lives here would know that. Because I mean, if they tell me if I don't have a trailer number here, then I have to call support to get it. Okay, there looks like they're telling me. Okay. Oh, right down here. Very good. Okay. Well, I was in the right spot, but he didn't tell me what it was. Okay. All right, there they are. All right. Very good. All right. Be right back. Yeah, she when she came out and she came out of her there and she kind of hit her on her head. I said, I'm sorry. I said I spaced it. I didn't know. I forgot to put your trailer number on there. And I said, that's all right. It happens.
Turn left.
He said, I've been there myself. It happens. Yeah. I mean, that's why I messaged you so that you tell me what it is. I was in the right spot, but you just didn't give me a number. It told me to park at that place, but if you're a few down, I can get it.
On East State Road 44.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's go get this $9 here.
Turn right on East State Road 44.
Yeah, I was like, she goes, I'm sorry, I spaced it. I forgot to put the number on there. I said, oh, it's all right. It happens. Yeah. I mean, the GPS told me I was in the right place. I just needed to know what trailer number you were. I said, we got it. So there we go. $11. Okay, where are we going here? Okay. Turning left down here. All right. And we're gonna, as soon as I get here, we're gonna put we're gonna play the Dirty Stack song because we had a Dirty Stack complete. So, and it was a very legitimate Dirty Stack too, by the way.
In a quarter mile, turn left.
All right. Yeah, come on, Uber. If you can give me a bunch of orders tonight, you might be able to. We might be able to get close to that 66. That would be cool. Yeah, because that would make 152, which is what. Going to Burger King. Okay. Okay, that's going to be hard to get in there because because the drive-through is busy. So, all right, here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to do one of these numbers since I can't go in there because that car's blocking. All right. All right, it's all right. I'm going to go pick up the Burger King song here. Before I do that, though, let's go ahead and play, the Dirty Stack Complete. All right. All right, so one lucky member is going to be in a drawing for some Tiger merchandise. So for that next one, all right. Okay, here I'm gonna have to end. Yeah, since DoorDash is almost done, I'm just gonna go ahead and end it and start it again at a different time. So let's go pick up this Uber. I'll be right back. It's you still can't get in there, so that's why I gotta walk. drive-through is still packed, so that's why I had to wait on this order too, because seems like the drive-through gets priority over everybody else anymore. All right. Yeah, there was a guy coming in there that he was wanting to get into the drive-thru. I told him, I said, you might be waiting. They're kind of busy in there. He goes, yeah, I see that. Yeah. Everybody wants Burger King tonight. Sure looking like it. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go, so I have to go to, I am not going to go I'm not going to go 74 though, so I'm going to take the longer way to get there. Yeah, everybody wants Burger King tonight. I hardly see that. Hey, Kevin, welcome in. Yeah. Well, yesterday was Whopper. I don't know. They've got 7 cars. They got 7 cars in the drive-thru right now, and I couldn't even get in there to go park it in the front because I couldn't do that because there were cars blocking the area where you would drive in there. I'm going this way. I know where it is because I'm not driving down 74. So you're just going to have to let me go this way. 74, they're doing work on, and I'm not going to get into that. Especially at 6 o'clock during rush hour. It's not happening. That is at this time of night at 6 o'clock, especially on a Thursday. Yeah, I know Whopper Wednesday was yesterday, but man, I couldn't believe the amount of cars that were in there. It's like, man, I said, everybody wants Burger King tonight. But that guy was kind of funny. I told him, I said, because he had his window down, I just told him, I said, it might be a bit, they're kind of busy. He goes, yeah, I see that.
In a quarter mile, turn right.
Yeah, I mean, usually for Uber Eats, I don't have to wait, but I had to wait on this one today because everybody was in the drive-thru. Whopper time and not Whopper from Burger King. Whopper melted milk balls. Yeah. Nothing's like it used to be in the 70s, Kevin. It just isn't. I mean, all corners were cut. Stuff was added that wasn't there. No, I'm not turning on Jackson. I'm going down here to, the drill, or you should know it by now, that I take Mechanic Street. You would think that some of these GPSs would know your pattern and would, follow your pattern, because if you know that they're not going to tell you to go, a faster and better way, if you know your area, you can figure out how to get it there faster.
Then make a slight right turn on South Walnut Street.
There's no reason to do that. You're just making me go extra miles. We're not doing that.
In a quarter mile, turn left on Walker Street.
Nope. Didn't go anywhere today. First day it was kind of slow a little bit. But in a sense, places were short-handed today. The Starbucks over there, as soon as I went in there for the first order, they told me it might be a little bit later than normal because they had 3 call-offs. So, and then I had an order at Kroger when I wanted to use the self-checkout line. Well, they didn't have someone there to do that either. So, yeah, I guess everybody's short-handed today for whatever the reason. I don't know. I can understand the majority of these jobs do not pay much, or they don't pay. And I get it. I totally get it. Indiana's still a state that pays $7.25 an hour minimum wage. They're behind the times. Oklahoma, the same way. When I was in Oklahoma last year, I saw There was a sign on there the same as in
In a
Indiana,
quarter mile, turn right
7.25
on
an
North
hour.
Harrison Street.
Why are we behind the times? Why can we not, get up there to at least 10, 12, 15? Like a lot of them are 15. You can't live off of 7.25 an hour. You just can't. Not today. You can't. Not with these gas prices, and not with the hike of food prices and the rent going sky high. Nobody can afford that. You'd have to basically work 4 jobs at 7.25 an hour, to
Turn right
even
on
make
North
it.
Harrison Street.
Yeah. Either that or you do seven. You'd have to work over 80 hours a week at 7.25 an hour to even live half of your means. Speed we here has happy hours in direction of his driver that delivered your order. What? Hey, Queen, welcome in. What in the world? What is going on? Why? It just seems like, since this month, it's just, I don't know.
In a quarter mile,
It's just like
straight
last
through the
month.
roundabout
For
onto
those
North
of you,
State
for
Road
those that believe in that kind of thing, I said, well, these are the signs of bashing heads. And it's like, if you believe in that kind of stuff, which I don't, so, yeah. If you all know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean by bashing heads. Yeah. So that's if you believe in that stuff, which I don't, so.
Continue straight through the roundabout onto North State Road 9.
For water flavorings? Something that petty? Oh, jeez. Over the pettiest stuff. Unbelievable. Over the pettiest stuff. How mad has our world gotten, guys? Honestly. It seems like anymore everyone expects absolute perfection, which just doesn't happen in today's world. It just doesn't. There's no such thing as as absolute perfection. It just doesn't happen. Yeah, which no sparker should be asking unless it's an item that requires it. Exactly. I don't know. I just don't understand our world today. I really don't. We have just gotten so backwards, so demanding, and just it's a me world today. It wasn't that way when I grew up. It wasn't that way at all. When I grew up, you would volunteer to give the shirt off your back to help someone else. It's not like that today. It's the exact opposite. They expect you to give their shirt off their back to you. We've just gone backwards. Totally backwards.
Turn left on West Rampart
I don't
Road.
understand it. I really don't. I don't get it. I've never seen such fussiness or just, it's crazy. All right. The way the drivers, especially in this town, they just, I'm in a big hurry. I'm going to push you away so I can get where I need to go. Wasn't like that when I grew up. There's times I just wish I could get into the DeLorean and just go back to that time and remember all those great things. Of course, you can't do that, but, it's just like the song says, if we could turn back time to the good old days, yeah, she deserved that bad rating. No? Yeah.
In a quarter mile, turn right on Morningside Court.
You see, that's the one thing when you're on both sides of the coin. You're the one that's delivering all the time, and then when you're on the other side of it, if someone treats you bad, because you're doing that, I don't know. I mean, at times it just makes you appreciate some of the customers who appreciate you, but yet it just shows that there's just some drivers and some deliverers that just could care less about what you want. If you're required to provide a service, you need to give the best service you possibly can. And I know that's hard for some people to do. They just look at it as a job. They look at it as, well, if I got to do it, well, then I just got to do it, and...
Turn right on Morningside Court, then drop off on the left.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still not there yet, so yeah, all right. Yeah, that's why I do what I do. That's why I do the thumbnails and things and have contests and things that I do. This isn't just a job.
Hitchkin G says,
okay.
Need a door, 1807 Ave C.
Okay. Yeah, this isn't just a job, guys. It's not. We need to stop treating it that way. Treat it as something that you're doing with respect. Yeah. Okay, I'm on my way. If you learn to have fun doing what you do and, converse with your people, and just be understanding, then you're going to get a lot farther than just looking at it as a job and being selfish about it. Selfish doesn't get you anywhere, but we're taught to be selfish today. But I don't fall for that teaching because I know what it's like to be selfish and get selfishness back in return. I'll be right back. There's a first time for everything. That is the first message I ever got from Uber saying that congratulations, you delivered to this, everything to this customer and on time. I said, you're a great courier. Huh. See, how long have I been delivering Uber now and you're finally saying that to me? How long have I been doing this? Got over 60% acceptance rate and a high percentage on customer deliveries. And now you're telling me that? When you could have told me that a long time ago? You're a great courier. Okay. I'm not bragging. I mean, I could be better. I mean, there's always room for improvement in everything. That's why they say there's no such thing as perfection. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, hey, there's Dean. Guess what, Dean? We had a dirty stack earlier today. So guess what? Since I appointed you on there, I said when I get Tiger merchandise, you will be the recipient of the free Tiger merchandise because we did that dirty stack today. So I'm going to go ahead and congratulate you for that. Since your name was on his car when I had the dirty stack, you will be the recipient of that. So whenever I get the Tiger merchandise, I'll let you choose what you want. So So Dean will automatically be the winner of that today, guys. So just it because it is his, I did it on his day and on that day. So let's go Team Tiger. So, yep. All right. Okay, let's turn DoorDash back on then. Yeah, you're a great courier. Gee, where was that a long time ago? Yeah. Okay, let's see what she said here. I said, you won't tolerate that behavior as a delivery driver and a customer at the same time. Nobody should tolerate that. Makes you wonder if you thought you didn't live there at the apartment and thought you were going to steal your own package. Oh, please. Some people just need to get a grip. They just need to get a grip, grow up. Yeah. Yeah. I know celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay would say it in a different way and say it with an attitude that says, get with the program. And he talks to you like that, I guarantee you listen, because, he don't tolerate that kind of stuff. And even as customers, like you said, Queen, you kind of have that kind of attitude like he would have. Said, I don't tolerate that kind of stuff from drivers. As a driver yourself, you know what's expected of you. And if you don't feel like doing it the right way, or you have a confrontational attitude towards who you're delivering to, then you don't belong in business. You find something that you're passionate about and do that. And then it'll take you out of that. But delivery is not for you if you can't have a pleasant attitude, like Chuck at Dashing Across America. I always credit this channel to him because I learned how to be the best that I can be because I learned from him. This channel is 100% will always be dedicated to him. Because I never would have learned how to be the way I am had I never watched his channel. Because at one time, I had a 4.67 customer rating. And I had to ask myself, what was I doing wrong? And then when I watched Chuck and I saw what he was doing, then I decided, okay, I'm going to try it. And I've never looked back. It's all because you change your attitude towards something. Even if you hate what you do, if you absolutely despise what you do, and you can't find something different at that point, then what you do is you just, you do the very best you can do at it. Even if you absolutely hate it or you have to fake it or whatever. See, Uber and loving you this shift, stacked in single food on another stack. Yeah, I've had 2 Ubers in a row here. See, I had 3 in a row last night. Uber's starting to come around. I just hope I can get something else. I turned DoorDash back on though. So I'm just staying up here just a little bit and going back the other way just to see if I have to stay up this area. It doesn't matter. I don't mind a Cracker Barrel or a Culver's or a Casey's, or I had 2 Casey's earlier today. Or if I have to do a Wendy's up here or McDonald's up here, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. I'm just going to stay up here and take the back way. So in case I do have to come up here, then I can do it. Because I'm not going on 74. They're still working on 74. And saying you got to drive on 74 with photo enforced 55 miles an hour. Photo enforced. Yeah. I had to emphasize that. Because they don't play with that stuff. Especially when there's workers. Because in my understanding, there was a law passed, I don't know if it was last year, the year before, or whatever. Now they're being very strict on that. So that's why they call it photo enforced. So. But if they got drones watching you, they said that, that drones are going to start watching everybody, especially on 465. Yeah. And if that's the case, you got to be careful with your driving. I just wish that they would do that in this town. Then maybe some of these guys that run red lights and, stop signs and all that kind of stuff, some of that donkey driving would stop. Okay, he had 86 to start, so I had two 11s. That's a 22, so that's 100 and so I had $20 on Uber plus 11. That's $31. $31 plus 86. That'd be 117. Yeah. But you got to remember it's cumulative. So, yeah, it's not, it just depends on the day. And then, the places that I was in, I was waiting on orders because it was shorthanded. Yeah, to 8, yeah. Yeah, I will be out here till 8, so. I mean, I had to wait for the times I got Starbucks orders. I had to wait extra because they were shorthanded. Then the 2 Denny's orders I had to wait on those too because they were shorthanded. Then the Burger King also, because the Burger King was full of drive-through people. I mean, I'd never seen that many people in the drive-through at that time of day. Not on a Thursday night. That was kind of unusual. Unless there's something going on in town that I don't know about. And of course, we do have Mother's Day. Any Dollar Generals? Nope. No, not tonight. I haven't. I had one. I got an order to go to one before I ended the last live. I had an order to go to the one over there on McKay Road, but the items that they had on there was freezer stuff, so I couldn't. Some of that stuff was, and the freezer's down, so I had to turn it down because I wasn't going to go through that. Yeah, if I take an order from there, I have to look and see if there's anything from the freezer. Because if there is, then I have to turn it down, because if the freezer's down, there's no point in getting it, because then you have to refund it, and then you're the one who initiates the refund, because unless you have to get support involved, and that can be time consuming and all that, and you don't have time for all that. So, but you are getting some. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, I take that back. I had a Broadway Street one on the last one. Yeah. I had a Broadway Street one, so yeah, that one went fine. I didn't have any issues with that, so I rarely have issues on the Broadway Street ones. The other two I kind of have issues with. I mean, I'll have an issue on Broadway Street every now and then, but very little compared to the other two. And I just flat out today on the other live, and I just looked at the Dollar General there on Miller Avenue. I pointed to it and said that, did the Fred Jasper's thumb. I said, I will never deliver from you ever again, because you never have the items that customer wants, and you're not ruining my shopping rate. Because I had but I'm very pleased for the fact that I did get a couple of good Uber orders. Hopefully I can get another one when I get up here. I had 2 good Uber orders in a row. And then that message, I've been delivering Uber how long now? Ever since gosh, I can't even. I think since October of last year. Yeah, since October of last year. So how many months is that? Almost 7 months. And you finally give me a message that says, you're a great courier. You wait almost 8 months to tell me that I'm a great courier. 8 months. Unbelievable. DoorDash has never really said that. The only thing that DoorDash might say is keep up the good work. That's all that DoorDash say. They never say you're great or anything like that. I mean, I can't really say that I'm great or whatever the case may be. It's that, there's always a room for improvement in everything you do. It doesn't matter what it is. There's no such thing. You could be great, but, sometimes in our own eyes, we could be better than we are. There's always room for improvement. There is. There's a saying that says we teach what we most need to learn. I'm trying to remember who it was that said that. It was one of those famous people that said we teach what we most need to learn. I'm trying to remember who it was that said that. Someone that I learned when I was in high school. They taught us who said that. It was a test question. Just trying to think of who it was. We teach what we most need to learn. But, that's what I say. I don't brag about anything that I do because I always look for ways to improve, and I'm just thankful that that I learned to do it better and give credit to the one who taught me to do it better. Whether it was, even though it was a little inadvertent, I was still taught, and I'm thankful and grateful that I was taught that way, because all my service improved ever since. My tips have improved also. I mean, I made more tips on Uber just by getting, with all the additions, the way that Uber does it, compared to what I've gotten on DoorDash, because I hardly ever get any extras on DoorDash because it's already set. But then on Uber, there are people that are giving me more stuff because of the way I give service. And to Queen's deliverer, it'd be almost that I would say, I mean, I just can't believe that they would argue over something so petty. It's like, if you don't like what you do, then find something else that you're more passionate about and do that. Everybody has something they're so passionate about, and that they can do the very best at whatever it is they're passionate about, because there's another saying that was uncalled for. Yes, exactly. And it was. And I said, whatever it is that you're passionate about, if you're really that passionate about it, find something to do with that if you want to make that a career or a job or whatever the case may be. Because another saying is, if you do what you love, the money will follow. Because you will find those people that are just as passionate about that as you are, and if you work together, then you all will win. And that's what we do here in the gig community. There are days that we do this that are better than others. I mean, there's some days that we do well, some that are, to where, it's that, it's slow like this. But I think with Mother's Day coming up, I think everybody's saving their money, and by all means they should, because Mother's Day, the number one day that they take their mothers out to dinner. It's the number one restaurant day. And you know how expensive that can get. I get it. In the restaurant that I worked at, I worked 3 Mother's Days and 3 Easters. And you could not turn the tables fast enough. But it is for us to do, to honor our parents. They brought us into the world. They took care of us for 18 years. They deserve to have a day to celebrate. Fathers too. They do. There should be a day that's specialized, and it shouldn't be. There's those that have said, and even at my W-2, they have tried to argue, with the company and with the union, that Mother's Day and Father's Day should both be paid holidays, and I agree they should. Because everyone deserves a day off. Everyone deserves an opportunity, to have a day. You could have a day off with pay because you've earned, because one of the hardest jobs to do is to be a parent. And yes, it's great to be honored with a day, but it should also be a day that's honored with pay. And I think that if there was times that people would be honored, that parents would be honored with pay, I think things would be seen a little different. It's time for the world to understand what roles parents do and how hard it is, especially if you have to do 2 or 3 jobs and raise kids, especially young kids like Mama Gigs. That's why I'm pushing hard for Mama Gigs to get her 1K, because she's one who deserves that. Doing 3 kids the way she does and having to go out and do gig work by putting up with traffic, putting up with, the orders, taking care of them. That's hard for anybody to do, let alone her. But she's very strong-willed and, is not going to let something get in her way to stop that. And my cat, little one, and my cat, little one's the same way. And Tiger can also be that way too, but not as much as little one. So we're just going to sit here like your birthday. Yeah, well, the one job that filed bankruptcy, they did pay you on your birthday. And one of the arguments, we're supposed to have a meeting. I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes. They were having a meeting for the union talks this year, and they demanded, that the union fight for all the employees to get their birthday off with pay, because they should. Exactly, Dean. Everyone should get their birthday off with pay. It is a paid holiday. Because at the other job that I had that ended up closing, you got your birthday off with pay, and you got 2 floating holidays with pay. You choose any of those. You could choose any of those. But the thing was, if you, on those floating holidays, if you wanted Mother's Day or Father's Day or a certain kind of day, it was only done by seniority. The highest seniority would be the one that would get that day off with pay. You had to use, it was a seniority thing. Otherwise, you could just pick any day of the calendar year that you wanted. But if you wanted a certain day, then they had to go by seniority, which makes sense. Because you can't give everybody Mother's Day off. You can't give everybody Father's Day off, or, Veterans Day, or all that kind of thing. It was all done by seniority. The higher seniority was the one that got the day off. So, but that's how it works. Well, I'll tell you what, this is, if it had not been for those 2 Ubers, it'd be pretty slow right now. Yep. Yeah, those back-to-back Ubers kind of made the difference. I mean, $117, that's not very good for a Thursday, not really. And Tiger would have to play a little catch up. But again, little one did go on a Sunday, though. But Tiger will get a Sunday, so he'll make up for that. So, because little Tiny goes tomorrow, but I haven't heard from Sally yet. But I'm supposed to be a guest on her show tomorrow, so I haven't heard from her yet, though, because she wasn't on today. So if she messages me tonight and says that we're still doing it, either that, or we may have to do it another day, which is fine. I just got to find the day off that I'm going to do it. But yeah. We'll just have to see. But little Tiny will go tomorrow, and Yvonne will be the one, and she only has 14 to go to get to 1K. So maybe tomorrow's the day with her. We'll see. So I don't know, guys. It's just hard to imagine how that time is this is like slow. But if everybody's saving their money for Mother's Day, I get it. I totally get it. I mean, maybe tomorrow, Friday, it might be a little better. We'll see. But Mother's Day is a very important day, and it is expensive to go out to eat anymore. It really is. I mean, you go in here to Applebee's and you get like 2 or 3 things, you're paying almost $50. Especially if you have like a soft drink or you want something from the bar or whatever the case may be. It doesn't take much to get up to $50 on your bill. That's how much food prices have gone up. That's how much everything has gone up. And yet they still want to keep people at $7.25 an hour minimum wage. That just makes absolutely 0 sense. There is no one that can live off of $7.25. No one. All these states need to unite and everybody have the same minimum wage, because some are at most are at 15, I think. Some are at 10, some I think are like 18 or something like that. Whoever has the highest, everybody should be at that while we're in the situation that we're in. No one should have to accept a $7.25 an hour job. Nobody should. Because you have to work almost 100 hours to even have any chance of making it on that. And nobody can work 100 hours. Nobody can. Yeah. All right, Carlos. If you want to live off of $7.25 an hour, then that's up to you. But yeah, you don't. Yeah. Oh, we got an order. All right, wings, etc. All right, $7. All right, we'll take that. It's only going 2 miles.
Then turn right.
All right. Let's see, no, but I agree. It should be at least 15, maybe even $18 an hour. So if you leave too low, it doesn't work like that. Cost of living is different everywhere.
Turn right.
That's right, and it is.
Turn right.
Okay, but it sounds like you who made that comment right there is happy with $7.25 an hour.
Right. Then turn left. Turn left.
The only reason why I said it makes 0 sense at that time because of the prices everything is. I mean, can you live off of $7.25 hours with gas prices over $4.50? I'm not sure about that. Can you live off of $7.25 if you have rent that's $800 a month like most places are? I don't think so.
In 900 feet, turn left.
I don't think so. Back in the 70s, yes, you could, but not today. Everything was so much simpler back in the 70s and 80s. It just was. So much simpler. It's just like the song says, if we could turn back time, back to the good old days. But unfortunately, we can't do it. No one has built any kind of thing like a time machine to even do that.
Turn right.
Yeah. And even if that did happen, and you wake up the next day at that, at that time period, let's say you wake up tomorrow and you find yourself, back when you were, when you were 18 years old, starting over again, what would you do? How different would you do it? When you got rent at 800, man, I'm coming over. Well, some places here, 800, I think is the average. Yeah. But a lot of places it's over 1,000. But yeah, some places here though is 800. So, all right, let me go in here and pick this up, and I'll be right back. All right, well, that took a little longer than I had hoped. They do have a lot of stuff here, though. Yeah, 30, 30, and 30. I guess they had 90 wings. So I can see that. 90 wings, yeah, I can see that. All right. They live on $7 an hour. I agree. 1,000%. I never sit. That's it. It wasn't you that said it, RVG. It wasn't you. It was that other guy, that Carlos guy. It was that Carlos guy that said that. It wasn't you. Yeah, that wasn't you at all. That was that Carlos guy. Yeah, that's the one who got axed. He was the one that said that. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't you at all. It was him. It was Carlos. He's the one that said that. Yeah. All right. All right, I got to turn it over because I got to scan the receipt. Yeah. Yeah, I never meant to say that with you, RV. It was Carlos, the guy that got erased. Yeah, he was the one that said that, not you. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he was the one that said, oh, it's not that far. Okay. Now, the question is getting out of here and going up there. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the guy that said that, though, that was Carlos. He was the one that said that. Yeah. And that's why when I told him, when he said, who asked me about the 725, that was him. Yeah. And he said it in a way to which it was inappropriate even for YouTube, on any channel, let alone mine. Yeah. And, that's, I mean, I had to stop it there at that point. But his argument was, well, it's, I mean, who said that, 725 is whatever it is? It's like, well, and I was telling him that, if he thinks that 725 an hour is good enough to live on, that's him. I mean, more power to him if he feels that way. So, yeah, it wasn't there. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'm still on the grind. Yeah. Well, I'm in a contest though, Corey. Yeah, this is the Littles contest, the Littles 500. Yeah. They're trying to see which one of them will get to 500 before, which one will get to 500 first in the month of May. Because remember, Indianapolis is the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500. Well, this is the Littles 500. So, yeah. But yeah, if you're still here, RV, that was never meant to be said. That was never meant to be said to you, and that was Carlos. Yeah. That's the one who said that. That's the one, who got the, who got deleted off the platform, was because, his argument was, who asked you about 725 an hour being, I said, he's the one that said that, not RV. He's the one that said that. when he was talking about 0 cents or whatever, say it is 0 cents for any of these states to be still doing $7.25 an hour. That's what I said. He took it the wrong way. Yeah. But I mean, if there are those that feel they can live off of $7.25 an hour, more power to them. I mean, everybody does what they want to do. Everybody, they have their opinion. But you don't come on a platform and say inappropriate words and make the host or someone that's in the chat look like they don't know what they're talking about. See, who are the racers? Deb, Yvonne, Mama Gigs, Nana 5. See, Nana 5 and Mama Gigs both only need 14 to both only need 14 to get to 1K. And I feel like if Dana was the one to help you get to where you need to go, then maybe they need their push from her. Yeah. I mean, I know everybody will get there when they get there, and I understand that. I totally get it. I just think it's more fun to do it live on the air, so that you see it happen right before your very eyes. That's why I love it. I mean, I like to take Bill O'Reilly's negative statement and turn it into a positive. Stewie Griffin too, because Stewie Griffin copied that. And sometimes I think Stewie Griffin was even funnier than Bill O'Reilly was. But either way, it's you turn a negative into a positive. You take something that's meant for negative eyes to see that that gets all kinds of ratings, but if you turn it into a positive, it's still just as funny and still just as fun. Turning negatives into positives is one of my favorite things to do.
Right onto 12 Oaks Drive.
Because there's no reason for everybody to stay negative all the time, even with everything that's going on. With the way things are going on, everybody wants people depressed. Everybody wants, people to not get well from illnesses and stuff. That's the way the world is today. Because it takes the power of positivity that's going to make it work for everybody. Power of positivity works wonders. Okay. Is this a frequent customer? I kind of think it is.
2213 Cherry Bark Court, Shelbyville, Indiana 46176. USA is on the right.
Yep, right over here. All right. Now, the frequent customer is that house over there in the corner. This is a different one. All right, let me take it up there and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got $40. I had an 11 and 9 on DoorDash and an 11 on 9 on Uber. So we're at $40. You add that to 86. We're at 126 right now. So we got an hour. Can we make $40 in an hour? I don't know about that unless I get one of those orders that I got going to Rushville that I did on the Purdue Dash that one time. So can't say it's not possible, because it is. And there was a couple times too I had two $20 Uber orders in a row going to St. Paul, I believe. So anything can happen. Yep. Let's see. Mary was really pushing your channel last week. Then you got lucky with that raid Friday evening. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the one thing, that they say, and, Dean said he was kind of cautious about those type of raid things, though. That's one thing, that YouTube really looks at heavily is raids. I mean, it's one thing, like I said, to really, to help those get over there. And, in the times that I did it, like I got Sally to 1,000. So, and I think that's part of the reason why she's having me on as a guest, is for that 1,000, for the reason that I did get her to that 1,000 that one night. And it was all you guys. You guys did that for her. And she needed a whole lot more than Mama Giggs and Yvonne needed. And we got her there that night. And it wasn't a raid thing. It was, you guys helped me on the channel get her there. And she hasn't looked back. Now she's more than double on there. I think, Corey, she has more than Dana does right now. But of course, she goes live every day, just like Dana does. I mean, I don't know what would happen if I went live every single day. What we got here? Where are we going to? Okay, okay. All right. It's going to towards St. Paul, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. It's 13 for 12. Not the greatest of offers. $13 for 12. It's iffy, but who knows? I might, if I could get an Uber that goes out there too, that would make it even better. It is an iffy order, but I want to try to get my acceptance rate back to 96% on DoorDash so that I can try to get catering offers. So, I mean, it is questionable, but I don't mind going to St. Paul. That doesn't bother me. Even though St. Paul is a part of the Greensburg district in a way, yeah, I don't mind. But I am not, and I repeat, I am not going to get on 74. I'm just going to stay right here on Michigan Road. Not going to get on 74. I don't care what they say. They'll say, "Oh, it's best that you get on that." No, I'm going to stay on Michigan Road because I don't care if they say I'm late. I'm going to tell them 74 is being worked on, and I had to go a different way. Take it or leave it. Yeah. Look at the map and see if you see those cones in the road. If it is, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You want me to take a picture? I'll be happy. But yeah, as far as raids, got to start supper, catch up later. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how much longer I'll be on here. I know it'll be till at least 8. But yeah. I don't know if this might be the last order I take or not. But But I'm picking up some flowers, I believe, from Kroger here. Because it said Bloomhouse. I believe that's the flower department. So I don't know if the flower department is still open at this time at night or not, but I'll just have to see. But it is going to St. Paul, so.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Serrano Road.
said St. Paul earlier.
Then, in 300 feet, turn right.
I mean, I didn't really think it was, I mean, even though it said St. Paul, I don't think it was a St. Paul address. I think it was an Adams address, honestly. Because it was closer to Adams than it was to St. Paul. So,
Turn right.
because all I think I needed to do was go like another mile or two down the road, and I was on the outskirts of Greensburg.
6176. USA will be on the left.
All right, let's go park in here, and we'll go pick this order up.
Then turn left.
All right, I'm gonna go pick up some flowers, and I'll be right back.
1601.
All right. I like the instructions on this. Okay. You must ask the florist for assistance on this order. Do not pick the flowers yourself. Okay, well, I won't. So, I can put this. I can stand them up and wedge them perfectly because there's 3 packages here. So it's almost like you could say that this was being delivered, you know, by the Littles. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. I can move them just like that, right by the seat. They're not on top of each other or smashed or anything. Just exactly the way they should be. Perfect. All right. Yeah. All right. There we go. No receipts. I gotta take a picture of all 3 of these boxes here. All right. Very good. Tanya, welcome in. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much, Tanya. Very much appreciate that. All right. Give you a cheer in a minute here. Yep, St. Paul. On our way there. Okay. All right, guys. Let's go to St. Paul. Here, let me plug this in so I can get a little bit more. Since I'm going to be going a long way, I can get off the 60. Maybe I can get to 80 by the time I get there. So, all right. Let's go to St. Paul. Second time there today. Maybe when I come back, maybe there'll be an Uber. We'll see. Never know. I was hoping I could get an Uber on the way there, but I didn't. As usual here, I got a thing here that says, well, we got rain starting pretty soon. Now, I'm not turning on the directions yet because it's going to tell me to go the highway to go on 74 where that construction is. That's not happening. I can get there just as fast going this way without having to go through all that. Now, I hope he has one of those, I hope this guy has one of those door handles to where I can hang them up, without having to stand them up, to where I can hang them up somewhere, because they're the types in the flour bags. If I can find some place to hang them up so they don't get smashed, then, that's the way I'd like to do it. We got to make this a professional delivery, not not just, throw it here and be done with it, like some drivers do. Because I've seen some drivers just take food and just put it right in front of the door to where they open the door, they knock it over. I mean, you don't just look at this as a job. You got to be professional with it. You just have to be in any way you can. You want customers to remember you for the best service you can give, not the worst service you can give. Because that's how people don't order from the platform anymore. And then that's why everybody's waiting for orders, because there's drivers that have given service like that. Whereas if you give the best service that you can, then you're going to get more people that are going to order, and they're going to tell their friends, that there's good service with DoorDash, especially with this one person or two or whoever it may be. And then, there'll be more orders for people to get, all because someone took the time to do the job right and to make it professional for everyone. You give these customers something to appreciate, something to remember you by, in the most positive way you can make it, just like Chuck does. Why does Chuck have a lot of people that he goes to all the time? It's because of the service he provides. He's delivering some of the same people every single day on his lives now. And why is that? Because of the way he delivers. And that can be for all of us. Deliver the same people all the time. You give the best service, they're going to continue to order. And they're going to hope they get you if you're the one that gave them the best service. Doesn't mean they're always going to get you. But the better service you give, then the better the chance that they will get you again. I know there's been some customers that have, like when I was in Edinburgh, there were a couple of customers that asked me, can I ever request to have you because you give me better service than any other ones? I said, unfortunately, no. I wish there was a way you could, but no. because they said, well, you put it in the place where you always put it in a place to where it's easy for me to pick up. I never have to worry, when you deliver, I never have to worry about it being somewhere where I can't find it or in front of the door or whatever. You put it in the most perfect spot, and I wish I could get you every time. And I said, well, unfortunately, they can't. If you said the only thing that you could do is give instructions to do it the way that I do it. Maybe if you do it that way, then the other drivers. And they said, okay, I'll try that. So it's just whatever it is that you can do to make it easier for everybody else and easy for the customer. They can find what it is they're looking for, and then they'll remember you. Most of my people that I delivered in Edinburgh were frequent customers. Most of them. You didn't get a whole lot of orders in Edinburgh, but the ones you did were more frequent customers than anything. And what would you do without your frequent customers? Frequents make your day. I see all those cones in one lane over there, and they're not exactly going fast on that road either, so that's why I'm going this way. And I'm not turning this thing on because you're going to tell me to go on 70, and that's not 74, and it's not happening, so I'm not going to get tied up in that. Plus, I like the scenic route more anyway. Get this way, we get to go through the scenic route towards Waldron and then to St. Paul. Like I said, I was here earlier to deliver Sally's Beauty. So I guess they wanted to change their hair color. That's what that was. They wanted blood. So it's going to be a very nice scenic route, especially if there's a sunset going on. If there's a sunset going on coming back here, this is a very nice road to take to see the sunset. Because when I came back from Rushville that one time, the very first time I dashed in Rushville, when I came back on the road, not this road, but the other road that goes towards Rushville, the sunset was just absolutely gorgeous. It just was. And that's more of a Fran Dash Phoenix thing, is the sunset. Now you turn on this road here, you go to Waldron. Yeah, you go to Waldron on this road. See, but you got to keep going. Now I can turn this on.
Drive southeast on East Michigan Road for 3 miles.
Yep. 800 East going right into town. Some nice flowers too that this guy picked too. I mean, you can smell the flowers from here. But they do call May the flower month, because they say April showers bring May flowers. But then I always added to that, May flowers brings June bees and honey. That's how I did it. So here we are in the Waldron part. And when we get down here and you see in the background there, you see the truck stop there where McDonald's is. You're on the outskirts of St. Paul. We're only 5 minutes away from the customer. Not a bad order, not really. I mean, sure, it's a little bit of trip to go back, but there's still time on the clock by 8. May not get 152, but can get somewhere and get close to that. Especially if we can get a good Uber order, we might be able to get close to that. We needed 66. And this is 13 right here, so that'd be 53. So we would the $13 to have the tie. Not to say that a tie is going to mean anything right now, because you got to get to 500, but it would be nice to see them tie, or at least get real close to one another.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto South 800 East.
I hope this guy's got something I can hang these on. I hope he does.
Turn right onto South 800 East.
Because I like these bags that they got handles on them, and if he has a front door handle or some kind of handle on a fence or something where I could put them on there,
Continue for 1.5 miles.
then I think he might appreciate the fact that they're not being smashed or on the ground. You want it to be more of a professional like delivery if you can make it that way. Now, speaking of June bees and honey, a place up here that sells local honey. I was trying to remember where that house is, but it's up here somewhere. Local honey for sale. Now, if Uber wants to give me a Dollar General right here, and it could take it somewhere in town or something, I'd be okay with that. I think there was one time I shopped at this Dollar General. I think. Yes, there was. It was, they got, I think, a Denny's, and then I had to come up here and shop at this Dollar General and take it to a customer down here. That was one time that I went in there.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto East Washington Street. East Washington Street. Then, in 100 feet, 106 East Washington Street, St. Paul, Indiana 47272, USA will be on the left.
Okay, so right here.
106 East Washington Street, St. Paul, Indiana 47272, USA is on the left.
Okay, so... Okay, I'm going to have to park over here because there's no place to park over there, so I'm just going to have to go look for this. All right, guys, let me go find this because... All right, I will be right back. All right, let's get these in. All right. Just wish he had something up there to hang. All right. Well, that wasn't easy to do because there was an apartment upstairs, and I had to really be crafty and to try to get them to stand up. That wasn't easy to do. Okay. So let me go ahead and give a cheer for Tanya for that flower. So let me go ahead and do that before we take off. Okay. Oh, okay. They just said that for me. Okay. Yeah, customer had wrote to me and said thank you for thank you for your service, and I said I was going to say you're welcome. I tried to set it up to where it was to where they wouldn't fall over. Tried to stand it up the best way to try to make it as professional a service as I can make it, and that's what we do here. So all right. Oh, only thing is I don't like the drive back, but maybe we can get one more order before we do that, and hopefully it'll be a. So let's see, we got. So that was $52. We can get a $14 order. $14, one or two orders here. If we can get it by 8, but there's a little bit of a trip that I have to take. But if I can get $14, the next order be $14, they will be tied. So, okay. It would have been nice if I could have gotten a Dollar General from Uber there. Hey, Danny, welcome in. For the little times you dashed and they made some good money. Oh, great. That's great. There was a lot of them that, that dashed today and the money wasn't as great. I mean, what I made was okay. I mean, could have been a little better, but I mean, all I need is $14 and I'll get, over 100, they'll be at least tied with 152. That'd be kind of nice. But really, to make any decent money today, you can't just rely on DoorDash alone. You need other apps too. And right now, I only have Uber with me. I mean, hopefully I can get on Spark here soon. If I can, then, then I can be like Dean and Queen and, make $100 in 3 to 4 hours compared to 8 or 9. So, I don't know. We'll see. Waiting lists or I don't know. Like I said, this one dasher in town that we were waiting for a Pizza Hut order one time, it said it took him 3.5 years to get on Instacart. I say, that's a long time. He said, yeah, but it was worth the wait. I said, I bet it was. Because I asked him about Spark, did he have that too? He said no. He said Spark he didn't think was for him. He said he'd rather do Instacart. Because there's a lot more variety than just being at Spark. I said, I get it. Yeah. Plus he wouldn't like the idea of curbside deliveries to where you have more than or the majority of your curbside deliveries is 3 customers. He said he'd rather just do the Instacart and shop for one, one person, maybe 2, depending on what the order is. He said he just likes the sound of that a lot better. Almost 75 with just Uber so far. That's awesome, Dean. I combined the 2 today. I mean, I was thankful for the $20 I got on Uber tonight. I mean, I had 20 and 20 on both, 2 11s, 2 9s on each platform, and then I got this one was 12. So, I made $52 tonight. All I need is 14, and I've got I don't know if that can happen in 20 minutes. I mean, can I get a $14 order? Maybe I could get a $14 pizza order. You never know. I think it's a little late for an Aldi order probably by the time I get back. Or I might get a $14 Kroger. You never know. You just never know anymore. I could get 2 orders, 2 Kroger shopping orders. You never know. Let's see, you're going to update your information with your car and registration so you can get that Uber going again. I said, yeah, I mean, if I didn't have the Uber today, I wouldn't have made hardly anything. I needed that $20 on Uber today. I really did. I needed the money that I made yesterday on Uber. I had 3 orders in a row on Uber yesterday. That's all I did yesterday was Uber. I did no DoorDash at all. I did all Ubers. And I made $35 in 3 orders. Uber made a big difference in the last contest, and I'm pretty sure it will make a big difference in the Littles contest here. Those that are on here in the last live that I did that has where the title is special guests, my kitties are in that. At the 3-hour mark, around the 3-hour mark. Just some close-ups of them. Is that way you all could see that they are real and they are for real, and you can definitely get to see. I mean, you never got to see Tiger before, and now you get a chance to see him in person. Well, in person on tape, of course, but to know that he's actually real, just as the other two. So. Just get some close-ups of him. That's all I wanted. It was all about them at that point. Okay, I got to get down here a little further before I turn any of the apps on to see if anybody can give $14. So we got to get the kitties merchandise started. Try to get some, because with summertime coming, it'd be good to have some t-shirts on there. Maybe some, especially with the summer, you'll need some water bottles or something like that with their, with their pictures on them. I mean, I'm going to try to get crafty and do all kinds of things with their photos and stuff. I'm going to get more photos of them and just do some stuff with them because, even though it is dashing and all that, I kind of just want to make it more, about them because they're, they're just all 3 of them special in their own way. They get along really well together. All right, we got 8 on here now. Let's just see. I think 18 likes. I certainly appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the channel going. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel on there, please do. I certainly appreciate that. Going for 1,500 subscribers, going for a diamond level on the ubereats. And the Littles 500 is what we're doing right now. So those are the goals. Who's going to get to 500 first? We'll see. right. Yeah, it's too bad the clouds are in, or we'd be seeing a little bit more of more of a sunset. I mean, you kind of get a small little piece of it, but if there's too many clouds and we've got some more rain coming in. Wonderful. We've had enough of it in the last few days. It's time to have more days like we had today with hardly any clouds in the sky, but now it's starting to cloud up again, like it's getting ready to start raining again. We don't need it anymore, really. The only good thing that the rain does is it makes the grass nice and green and not brown. Okay. Okay, just for fun, we're gonna turn Uber on here. Let's see. Oh, they want me to take a picture. I knew it was going to happen that way at some point. They want me to take a picture. All right, well, fine, I'll do that then. But maybe I'll get a DoorDash order here while they're waiting for me to get a picture. I think what I'm going to do is, just for fun, I'm going to park up over here by McDonald's, I guess, just in case. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see what we got. Oh! Tiger's going to pass him. It's $18.
Drive west on East Michigan.
And it's a Kroger order. Tiger's going to pass her. Oh, forget the Uber. We're going to go ahead and do that right now. Yeah. All right. Well, how about that? You come back with 10 minutes left and you're going $18 for 3 miles. It is, I think they want 16 items, though. That is a lot of items. But I do want the $18. How about that? Tiger's going to pass. Tiger's going to, yeah. So Mike Joy would call it this way. He said, I'd say we have little one and Tiger side by side. Tiger's about to make the move down there on the moving underneath, and Tiger will take the lead. That's how he'd call it. Tiger will make the pass. So, even though it was kind of a slow day today, the Thursday beat the Sunday. How about that? And so, in the gig life, he said, well, Sunday, today it's the most, the great day. He said Purdue should be on Sunday and do all that kind of thing. Well, well, maybe so. But it doesn't necessarily mean that Sunday's always going to be the best day. Because Ohio State proved you can make $206 on a Thursday. So, yeah. It's not always Sunday, guys. Not always. There you go. Dean's got it. Yep. Tiger's going to make the pass. Okay, we're here at the store. Yeah, 16 items. I don't know about that. Watch, one of them will be a case of water. Let me see. Two of almost everything. Yeah. All right. 16 items. Oh, I dread that, but that's okay. It is what it is. All right, guys, it shouldn't be that long because it's two of almost everything that's on here. So really shouldn't take that long. So I'll be right back. That wasn't a bad order at all. They bought stuff to make lasagna. That's what they did. That's what that was. Everything you needed to make lasagna. That's what they're making tonight. I had a customer earlier from Kroger that was making s'mores. Put both of the customers together, you'd have a meal. Put that in with their milks. Tell you what, lasagna sounds pretty good right now, and it does. Hey, Chip, we're gonna. How are we all lying, Chip? Okay. Huh. It's going right towards the end. It's getting real close to that trailer park over there, but it's not quite there. All right. This is an absolute perfect, and I get to hand it to the customer too, so I get to ask them, so I guess you're making lasagna tonight, because that's certainly what it is. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right, well, I didn't know they were coming, so. Yeah, I know exactly where this street is, so I don't need to worry about, okay, they're turning, all right, good. Yeah, that was real easy shopping order, even though it was 16 items. They had two of everything, 2 sauces, 2 things of cheese, 2 things of this cheese, 2 things of this cheese, 2 things of this cheese, and some lasagna noodles and 2 things of milk. Yeah, that's everything you need to make, and some sausage and ground beef. Yeah, that's everything you need to make for this stuff. Yeah. Even though it was 16 items, it was a very easy shopping order for $18. And Tiger makes the pass. Yeah, this is absolutely perfect, you guys. This worked out just right. It just did. It worked out just right. All right. Right place to deliver. Perfect money amount. The last order of the night. A little bit of a sunset over here. Yeah. You got to kind of call it a Frandash Phoenix ending. That's what I'm going to call it. You can see the rays of the sun up there like that. Good littles. Even though it's not quite sunset, you could almost say it is. Good way to end the day. All right. There's donkey driving right there. You see that they passed that red light. Yep. Donkey drivers. Okay, so I'm going straight to the street here. Not a bad shop for 18. No, not at all. It didn't take long. Stuff was easy to find because they were making one meal. Yeah. And the majority of the items that they wanted was in one aisle. Of course, you had to get the sausage and the ground beef and and some milk and stuff. But yeah, then all the cheese stuff was in another aisle. So yeah, it was perfect. And now I got to take this street right here and go, way down. I wish all shopping orders were like that. I wish they were. Even the Dollar General ones, I wish they were all like that. But unfortunately, they're not. I could take a shopping order like that anytime I could. And it's all the way down here. All the way down here. It's real close to this trailer park down here. Real close. I was just surprised I didn't get that Uber customer that orders at this trailer park all the time, because I deliver that person almost every day that I do Uber. I wonder if it's the very last house on the end or second to last or something. I'll bet it is. Okay. Yep. Okay. So I got to turn around here. Well, I got to turn around anyway because I do not want to go out this. I do not want to go out this way. So I'm going to turn around. I can just hand it to him, and I can be parked on the correct side of the road. So, all right. All right, let me go drop this off. I'll be right back. How awesome is that? Yeah, he came out to pick it up, and I said, "You guys having an Italian night and everything?" And he goes, "Well, I guess." I said, I said, "I'm not sure exactly, what she's making." I told her it sounds like lasagna, and he goes, "Well, I said, she ordered the groceries. I don't know what she's going to put together." I said, "Whatever it is, it's going to be good." I said, "I'll bet it is." because you get to celebrate her on Sunday. He goes, yeah, I know. Yeah, he looked like he just came from high school. On DoorDash, stack same customer, $13 for 6 miles. Okay. Same customer. I said, it's not bad. All right. I'm just going to drive around here a little bit because I got to turn out on this road anyway. Yeah, I wanted to park in front of the house, but those trucks were in there, so I couldn't do it. So now I know, what I can title this. Let's see. And Tiger completes the pass with $18. Yep. Oh, what a good way to end the night. Yeah, Uber wanted me to take a picture. Well, I wasn't going to wait. I wasn't going to let them. I'll just take that picture in the morning when I go and do the next one. But I got to wait to hear from Sally to see, if we're still doing it tomorrow, if we're doing it a different day or what. I got to wait to hear from her. So we'll see. If for some reason we push it to a different day, then I'll be out early tomorrow doing Little Tiny and campaigning for Yvonne, Nana 5. Only needed 14 the last I saw to get to 1K, the same as Mama Gig, so it's almost like a race between them. So, yeah. May is racing month, guys. It is. May is racing month. Greatest spectacle in NASCAR racing, again, Coca-Cola 600. That's one of the biggest races of NASCAR. Daytona 500 is the first one, and then Coca-Cola 600 is the second one. So, yep. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call this right now. I certainly appreciate everyone that came by and both of my here. I don't know why I did that. Yeah. Okay. Appreciate those that came by today, and if you have not seen the kitties, go to the last stream where it has special guests on it, and at the 3-hour mark, you will see them. So around the 3-hour mark. All right, so until tomorrow, if I know that I'm going to be on Sally's, I'll put a post on there and let you know about that. Otherwise, I'll see you sometime tomorrow morning, and it'll be Little Tiny's Day. So until then, I will see you on the future, and remember, we're all in this together.